This video is about don't turn down your calling. That's what the Spirit is telling me. Don't turn down your calling. So this is meant for those ones that God has been talking to and you ignoring him because he's asking of you for something that's hard, it's tough. I get it. I understand. If don't nobody else understand how tough his calling is, I do. I feel your pain. Yeah, I was like, God, what did you want me to talk about? Because we hadn't really talked. You've been helping me on learning and being okay with not having a support system. I don't have none of that. But I got God. I got the greatest gift of all times. And I know when I'm saying don't miss out on your calling, don't turn down your calling, because the blessings, the money God got for you is his money. You ain't gonna fail. You ain't gonna do what you used to do. You're gonna value. It's not even about the money. Okay, let me get this right. It's not about the money. It's about the trust he puts in you with it. The things that you can accomplish for him. And because you're gonna let him lead you right. It ain't gonna be about you being in control. It's gonna be about you allowing God to control you. So don't miss out on that. I understand that the training and the things you have to go through is not easy. But God loves his special ones. And it ain't just this message just not for the special ones, because everybody is special for God. I want to say that everybody is special in God's eye. And why I say the special ones, because the special ones has an obligation, a responsibility that was put in them. And we have free will. But for some of y'all that has this pulling for something more, and you praying and you feel like ain't nothing happening. I'm in this rut. It's coming. Your help is coming. Guarantee it. Keep praying. Keep praying. 2025 is about to open up some blessings. Not for just the special one. The special ones got it rough. I'm going to be honest with you, because if you special and you know you special, you got it rougher than the average person praying for a change, because they change coming. But when I say this, it just comes that part of time when it gets rough. It get very hard waiting, being patient. And the reason why I can relate, I've been isolated for 6 years. I don't have friends. I don't have nobody that love on me. God does. So when I tell you I didn't have to cut off, isolate, and follow my Father's will, that's what I've done. And a lot of people be like, well, the devil can possess you. Man, the devil can't possess what God is ordaining. Some people, I wouldn't tell them to go isolate if that ain't what God called them to do. I wouldn't say that. But for me, it's all God in my life. It's all this what I'm supposed to do to become the best version of what he has in store. That's why I'm always talking about authenticity, the best version of oneself. And it starts from the inside. Why I'm so passionate about, like, dang, this dude be looking like this. It's just a passion in me. I'm very happy. I'm happy without having anything but God. I'm happy and I'm grateful for what he done put inside of me. I'm grateful that when I go around people, they can see the spirit that's on me. I'm grateful for the opportunity to be able to have him trust me, because that brings about a security within itself. And we going into 2025, this is a very important transition. This is for the ones that know. This is going to be generational wealth building. Curse, family generational curse is going to be broken. It's going to be opportunities that people have never even seen ever. I mean, this ain't ever happened. This coming. It is one of the greatest times I've ever felt in my heart. Like, I know I'm on the right path. I know I'm doing things right. Because my whole life has been like not good until these last, I say, like 8 years. I've been on this journey. The first one I was really lost on, and then it started to shift me in the right direction. And a lot of it I was just having faith that, man, this is gonna turn around. He never stopped talking to me. I mean, I just felt like I had something special. I always felt like that. Even as a kid, I always felt like it was something special about me. But it was a lonely road, even as a kid. Man, I mean, like, my childhood, I would never want to relive my childhood, ever. Ever. I mean, even in this part of my life is better than that. You know, when I say that so many people are fortunate and don't even know it, you know, however, when you got this calling, you got to step up for God. You got to, I believe, like, there's nothing better than to have that relationship, because you already can define. If you already got discernment, if God calling you, you already know who calling you. Because you automatically got discernment. That should already let you know you in special mode. Some people don't even know the difference. Man, you know, when I really say don't miss out on this, I mean, because you not just hurting yourself by not stepping into your obligation, your responsibility, and your duty. You actually hurting the people that you align to help. And for special ones, that could be anywhere from 100,000 to 1,000,000. And you know, I remember when I first started to really get to where I came off drugs, and I wasn't, and I was starting to live a better life. I realized that they was always talking about you need to sponsor, you need to give back, and God was like, listen, I need you to understand, I got a calling on your life. That right there would take away from what I need to be working on. And I was like, so they was telling me this, and I was like, I was feeling like, am I wrong? And I knew, okay, I'm gonna follow this. He didn't put this in me. I'm following who transforming my life. They ain't transforming my life. He is. So in the midst of all of it, I started to understand more and more in depthly what he was saying, and he kept anybody else from even asking that question anymore. You know, people wouldn't even say what I need to do. You know, they stopped that. I mean, God has a powerful way of cutting things out. You just got to give him that chance to show you how powerful he is. Let me get to past that. I want to get to somebody who is in transition of wanting to give up. Don't. I don't know when this video gonna touch you. It's gonna touch you in the right time, or her in the right time. It's gonna touch you, because you're gonna know that this storm is gonna break. And I'm, hold on, let me get it right. It's coming right at crunch time. It's gonna come at the last minute, and you're gonna be so blessed, and you're gonna know it's God. So I'm telling you, whenever you see this, you probably right there at the blessing. You just gotta hold on. You right there at the blessing. It's a lot of y'all that's tuning in is right there at the blessing. Whenever they start to push this, y'all are right at the break of being ready. This I really feel like this algorithm is gonna push this when it's time. When I'm talking right now, I'm talking out of faith and the future. I be talking right from where I'm at, following God, ordained this on my life because that's who ordains every special person from anything that's great. They already ordained, they already orchestrated inside of them to push, to go forward. Some of them have a better resource team than we do, and that's the plus. That's what makes this so special, because the ones that ain't had a resource center, they gonna know God was the resource center. Don't you want to be that one when God shows up and be your resource? But some of us, we gotta build something. We gotta be creative. He got so many directions for us. We just gotta be willing to step up and fill them shoes that he asking us. No, I'm not just getting on her. This is where I was directed. He pushes me to do what he asks of me, and I'm willing to do it. But now it's an automatic do. It's automatic show up. Automatic show up. You know, I'm gonna automatically find how to get a little better. My videos is gonna get a little better. Maybe by the time I push 100 of them, I should be pretty good. So, I mean, I don't know what number that it breaks and I become that guy, but it's coming. I got faith that I'm showing up in the presence of God. God don't always, sometimes he gonna want everybody to see he started from humble beginnings, but he had me. And I think I know that is the facts, because we have to go through these stages, include myself. I'm not too special to go through the stages. You know, if we look at the life of Christ that everybody say they love, look at the stages, man. He came into this world, natural birth, okay? The world was trying to kill him from birth. I mean, from birth, that he had marks on him from birth. I mean, so everything we start from is from humble beginnings. And I think this is the whole thing when I even get weary and then he be like, I need you in front of the camera. I need you to understand, because I'm going to speak through you. And even you going to understand it then. But could I tell you when this going to take off? Probably so, if I go to the Father and be like, Father, when is this going to take off? When is this going to happen for me? But you know something? Let me take the journey. Because the simple fact of it is, it's going to happen on his time, and I can't force it. Okay? I need to enjoy the journey. Because if I enjoy the journey, I'm going to enjoy all the things that came out of it, all the right training, all the right techniques, all the right things. And I will not show up half-cocked. I'm going to show up all the way right. And I think that's why so many of us, when we praying for something, be careful what you pray for, because you might not be ready for it. But if you was in God, you ain't going to lose nothing, because you already properly prepared to keep it. So that's why being in that presence with God, being in that light with God, walking in the way that God asks you to walk is critical. Being obedient is critical. Surrendering is critical. Surrendering is probably one of the highest of the highs that changes your life. It changes everything about it. Not overnight. It's going to be a process, because he got to let you go through something to shake it out of you. He got to take you through something to shake it out of you. I call it automatic correctness, a little bit at a time, bite-sized pieces. I think this has been one of the most inspiring moments even in my life doing this, because like I said, I've been talking about, I think I should share on YouTube. I could touch lives, but he was telling me that what he had, that he was going to have me do when he was ready for me to do it. Some of you are ready to go on the journey. Some of you are letting fear hold you back from a lot of things. And I'm not just talking to the 1%ers. I'm also talking to those that's a 5%. And some of you can be 1%. And that's the good thing about it. You know, I love to get a real blueprint, because God holds favor. You know what I mean? God can take favor too. You know, I mean, what's in one person can be transformed to another if they don't value what he done put in them. If he feel like he could easily make you that one, easily, he got. So if your heart right, you the one anyway. Let me just say that. If you got that right heart he put in you, you that one anyway. And if you don't feel like you that special, go to him. Open up the relationship. Make it so good that he gotta recognize it. But remember this, he do know your heart. So there's no faking how you really gonna be feeling when you talking. Or am I trying to get something? Because I'm gonna tell you, I learned one thing. I can get a lot of things out of God fast, but the right stuff, it takes me getting and letting and wanting to do his work and not my work. You know, I can be honest. I seen that happen for me time and time and time again. That when I was in the wrong things, I could get all the stuff and watch it crumble right before my eyes. Watch it crumble. Watch me be the most miserable person. And I spent a mini Christmas, a mini Thanksgiving, miserable. And I realize why now. You know, but it took me to let God guide my life. It took me to lose a marriage that was never any good for me at all. Even though that was my that was my soulmate, but it was the evil part of a soulmate that a person could ever get. That was her choice. I can't not be mad about it because it made me who I am. And I had my own shortcomings in the whole thing. So, you know, I'm not blaming anybody because I'm grateful for what I went through. I'm grateful for everybody that treated me like crap. I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful because I didn't fit in. I'm grateful because I didn't fit that box. Because I would never be the man that I am today for God. If I had to go through all that all over again to be this close with him, I would do it all over again. But did I start out on this like that? No, because I'm going to be honest. I said 100 times, man, if I would have knew the hell I would have went through, I wouldn't have did it. But I had came too close and too far to turn back now. But now, with the relationship I have with him, oh, I wouldn't change it for nothing in the world. He said, don't leave the house, I don't leave the house. He said, do this, I'm going to do that. He said, go here, I'm going there. He said, I want you to be uncomfortable, I'm going to go get uncomfortable. I mean, but it comes to that fact that my life has been a living hell. The jobs, going to a job I hate time and time and time again, over and over again. Had my own business and it became miserable. I mean, when I was not aligned with him, my life was hell. Today I get to live a peaceful, loving life and be a help to others. My job, I get to be a blessing to others. It's nothing like having God center your life, centers it, be there for you, hold you, caress you, teaches you. I'm constantly finding myself in a better place all the time, mentally, physically, from a mind that I ain't never had before. I never had this kind of mind ever. So when I think about how good God has been to me, man, I can't do nothing but be so grateful. So grateful. And I mean, God can build so many things for you. He is the greatest creator. If you want a new invention, ask him. Some of us, and maybe that's what I'm supposed to be telling you. Hold on. He God. Well, I don't think you asking for enough. Asking for the greatest creative mind set to give you the greatest invention. Maybe to open up something that ain't never been done before, and only you can do it because he can give you that vision. You want to be wealthy? Come up with wealthy ideas. Ask him for new wealthy ideas and be able to implement them. I'm gonna give you the blueprint. I'm not telling you something to hear myself talk. I'm telling you something because The skill set, God can give you a skill set and put things around it to make sure it's built right. You asking and praying for financial wealth. Ask God, show me how to make that happen. Start saying, I'm a millionaire. I am a millionaire. That's all you gotta do. You say it enough, it's gonna change the perspective. It's gonna change your idea. And you can continue to talk to God about your $1 million. That's all you gotta do. Claim it, keep saying it, and keep praying on your $1 million. You'll get it. Because he's going to give you $1 million idea. All you got to do is then ask him, after he give you the idea, ask him, God, I need you to help me implement this. I need you to show me how to implement this. After you got the $1 million idea, you start saying, God, show me how to implement this. Boom. There you go. You in the stages. Now you're going to take the idea, like I said, from the 5th to the 4th to the 3rd. What did that mean, Willie? The imagination is you start, you imagine it, boom. Then you bring it down to the 4th dimension. And you make it happen, boom. And then you bring it down into reality, 3rd dimension. Yeah, I mean, why do I know this? Because I have God. How do I know how to? Because I'm finna start just being able to pluck these things out the earth. Why? Because when it's my season, when it's my time, the wheel of fortune is on my side. When I'm inside the wheel of fortune, I'm fortunate all the time. It ain't luck, it's blessings. Blessings on blessings on blessings on blessings on blessings. 2025 is gonna be the blessings on blessings on blessings. It's gonna overflow, man. When you in your season, when you in that harvest, when you in that abundance that you in for. Everybody to tune in is meant for the blessing, for their life to overflow. If they listening to this message, I done told you how to call on God. The real way. I'm trying to take your mind to, if you ain't there yet, if you got manifestation going on, I'm going to tell you about the God call. And a lot of people be like, well, Willie, you not. Just wait. If you need me to show you what wealth gonna look like, just keep tuning in. You know what I'm saying? 0 to 1 million. It ain't gonna take long. I'm being honest with you. It's not gonna take long. But it's not about the money. It's about what he want me to allocate this thing to. It's not about us. I wish it was so much. It's about me. It's not. It's about him. Glorify him in all you do, because he ain't, for me, he gonna won't be so right, because I have a responsibility, obligation, and a duty, obligation, responsibility. I have those to do. It's bigger than me. It's bigger than your life. Way bigger than your life. You think you was just put here on planet Earth to just be greedy, horrible, and just not give back. No, we all here to help. We all here to make everything better than we came into this world being. Be, do, have. You know, we get to have a voice today. There was no YouTube in 1988, 91, 93. It wasn't, I mean, like, this is like a where you can get on here and you can touch lives by having the right voice. By having the right director, my creator, to be able to speak and touch and use what he put inside of you to touch others. Transformation, authenticity, the true you that you thought that, man, I ain't gonna be able to do that. I ain't got older. I ain't gonna be able to achieve that. Yes, you can. The imagination is what God gonna use to show you. Maybe you go into a dream state, boom, where'd that come from? And be able to keep it. You know, sometimes I dream and I don't even remember. You know, but then when it's time, it'll pop up, be like, whoa. Or it's gonna be something lining up that's gonna take place. I don't have nightmares, I have visions. God is great. I keep saying it, you know, Jesus, man, is so wonderful, because his death represents so much power, so much influence, so much character, because it takes a lot of character, it takes a lot of courage, it takes a lot of discipline to be able to walk, love us, to give his life, and knowing that he would got to come down there and take this experience, the pain, the heartbreaks, and still love us. I don't have that. I wish I could tell you I could do that. I can do what God put in me. I can't do that. I can do what he put in me. Now through him, but that ain't my calling. That ain't what he called me to do. He didn't call me to be that. What I'm gonna do what he called me to do. That's what I'm gonna do. But I make sure I represent the truth of the walk of the walks, man. Jesus, man, that's the King of Kings, man. I mean, it ain't nothing more powerful than that. When I think about my heartbreaks or how somebody hurt me, and I compare what Jesus went through with the Lord Jesus, I can't. It blows my mind. You know, it makes me really grateful. It makes mine so much littler. You know, if I ever want to get that humble pie, I just think about, man, that man got done so wrong, to be used up in so many wrong ways. Then he also had to go through hell and come out. That's how you go get resurrected. Come on. Are you serious? And then I be thinking about, oh man, my job is hard. Man, get out of here. I think about the forefathers before me. I think about Abraham had nothing. Done went against armies. Then had to give up his wife a couple times. Man, you know, when you get to thinking about the faith that Abraham had to walk with. I mean, Abraham had to walk with that faith. Hey, go down there. I want you to do this. What? You know, like, wow. But, you know, look at the blessings he put up on Abraham for being faithful, for being his Lord's servant. Okay? Then we can go, you can go to Noah, who they laughed at him, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was all lining up, but anybody that had to go through it didn't look like anything else, you know what I'm saying? It's already letting you know, man, if you serve me, it wasn't no, and this would get me, what was Abraham book? All of these people that we talk about beforehand, they didn't have no book. They was listening to the Father. I need y'all to understand what these 1%ers, y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all, I'm going to go back to y'all because God was showing about Elijah's the one that shot down. I mean, that dude was a lonely dude. He just had somebody to want to, before you leave, can you give me a double portion? Whatever you, hey, look, I know you, God sent me to you because he said you get a little tired, but when you get tired, you thought you throw me a double portion of it. You know what I mean? Like, when you just really think about, and then you go to Moses, who walked up and almost dead and sit up and walked away from his wife and went way up in the mountains, God knows how long, and hurt. I mean, and he did that on more than one occasion. You know, this is the thing that David, I mean, it goes to everything. If you special, you know this though. It's in you. I'm calling out them ones because I want to touch your spirit. Because see, that's why I look so passionate. Because it just rolls out of me to be her. You know what I mean? Like, it's there. It's that. It's that powerful. It moves me. It just. I was looking at my video. I'm like, dang, I don't like the way I be looking, but I can't help it. It's just the passion that's in me. It's just that I be wanting to slow it down and be like, but that's just who I am. It's authentic. It's real. God is in me for real. Like, he nurtures me. He provides for me. I might not have everything everybody else got. My life might not look like everybody. It don't supposed to. Sometimes in your roughest time is your best time. And I'm gonna say this again. Sometimes in your worst times that you feel like, oh man, this your best time. You know, for every athlete, when they in hell season, that's when they become the best athlete. When they out there and they balling and they rhythm, that's because of hell weeks. That's because when it wasn't nobody looking and they was training and they just didn't go through hell week. They went through the hell nights where they go and put another 2 hours in the gym. That's why I say hell night, because everybody else out doing their thing, they in the gym shooting. You didn't think they want to be hanging out? No, they want to be great. They knew they had a call in their life that they knew, okay, all right, man, look, I gotta do this for my mom. I gotta do this. It's in me. I gotta do it for me. You know what I mean? I gotta do it for my future. I know I want to be that star. I know it's in me. I know I can be it. I know I can be on the highlight reels. I know I can be that clutch shooter. How'd they do it? When everybody else was out doing their thing, they was in the gym. They was in the gym. This thing has changed my perspective ever since God has just started this thing with me. Ever since He took and started molding me, it make me look at everything differently. It make me see the whole vision differently. You know why I'm not where I want to be, because I'm not ready. Not saying I'm not ready, but if He don't feel like He done adjusted, He ain't shook and everything out yet, that's cool. Because when it's time, I ain't got to worry about it, because I'm prepared for it. I'm ready for it. I want to be a clutch shooter. You know what I mean? I want to be that clutch. I want to be in the fourth quarter with the seconds left. I want the ball. I want when things going bad, I want God to be able to trust me and say, I need you to go out there. You ready? I want to be that for God. I want to be that clutch shooter. When things going bad, He said, okay, I need you to go here. I know I ain't going to question it because I know I'm ready. Will you be ready when He say, I need you to go here? If you're not ready, still do it. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Because if He calling you to do something and it's uncomfortable, maybe you don't knock it out the park that time. At least you showed up. Maybe you got something that you really want to do. Just do it. So what? You ain't good at first. So what? Everything takes time. But the time you procrastinating is the time you could be already failing to get right. I wish, in a way, that I knew what I knew now, 20 years ago. But would I have been the person I am today if I would have had this 20 years ago? And I wouldn't have been this person I am because I would have never sat down and let God do what He did with me. I would have rushed Him like I always did for a failing aspect, because that's what happened. No matter what He tell me, I was gonna do the opposite, and I was gonna get the opposite results. That's why I know about His blessings. But when I surrendered to Him, I couldn't trick it no more, because once I fell up under the plow and I had to go through it, it showed me what He truly is about, and how you truly surrender to Him, and how He can really push it out of your heart and really pull you and mold you in the way He wants you to be. And I promise you're going to hear from Him when He said, and He will come to you. And He will tell you how much He loves you. You hear from Him. He'll tell you He loves you. He'll tell you that I'm proud of you. God is wonderful. You just got to let Him be that wonderful in your life. And He'll take care of everything else that comes at you. He will take care of everything you want, your needs. You ain't going to really want for nothing. I'm going to be honest with you. You really not. You might need to be disciplined and He cut you off for some things, but you ain't really want for nothing. You know, you can really make it happen if you really chose to. But you'll realize that God is so good, you'd rather just be patient. And I think that including myself. I'm not sitting up here telling you I'm some perfect person. I have breakdowns, I have meltdowns, and God see me through it. Because why? I'm sitting right where He put me, and I ain't moving nowhere. Yeah, maybe I go through some parts and times, but I need to. That's how He get it out of me. I didn't do this by myself. This journey was not, I'm a self-made. No, I'm a God-made person. I'm a God-made work of art. I'm a Jesus molding. His spirit is all around me. His protection is all around me. That's what the Father does. All of us has that connection for the second coming. He is coming. Best believe it. 2025 is going to be is about to be a showing of who he is, because it ain't gonna be the ones people thinking that this is gonna be meant for. It's gonna be the underdogs. The underdogs. So it ain't gonna be the ones with PhDs and all it. No, absolutely not. It's gonna be some regular people. It's gonna be some regular you didn't count it out. It's gonna be the show outers. Because God, you don't never see how he works. Our ways is not his ways. Our thoughts are not his thoughts, and our ways are not his ways. There I go. Okay. See, I still mess up sometimes, because if it left to me without the Spirit to direct it, you hear it. I don't mind messing up though. I done told you, if I have to come here and sit down and show you mess ups, that's cool, because that's what he ordained me to do. Mess up sometimes. Show him that you human. I am human. Promise you. But I'm going to continue his fight no matter what. No matter what. No matter how the enemy might want to try to trick it or flip it. I ain't going to stop. And you will, whoever chosen ain't going to stop. They going to continue to fight. They going to continue. Win, lose, or draw. Guess what? You going to win. You going to win because you're going to stay consistent. You're going to stay talking about him. You're going to stay pushing that spirit. Spirit in me. If my tongue get a little twisted, mine, look, I didn't remember. Sorry, and it'll come to me. He ain't never gonna neglect me. He ain't gonna let me down. He can always show up. He gonna show up for you. He already is. You just gotta believe it. You gotta believe you can achieve it. I just told you how to pull it out from the field to the floor, bring it into this dimension. I told you how to do that. Fifth one is the imagination. You believe it, you can achieve it. Then you got to bring it down. You got to bring the invention into place. And then you got to bring it in and put the work in. And boom. And next thing you know, that's your reality. Bottom line. Got to keep at it. Sometimes it takes a while. But if you work at it, you're going to bring it on into existence. And then the first time you do it, second time you do it, then it's going to be like plugging out the air. Boom. You there. It ain't rocket science, but it's hard when your mind ain't right. It's hard when you got people around you that make you doubt yourself. It's hard when you ain't working in the favor of God. It's hard when you can get all these things and you don't know what to do with it after you get it. It's hard when you got all these fake people around you. That's when it's really hard. That make you really don't want to see you make it there. They will tear you down and make you feel less than. And the longer you stay there, you won't never achieve nothing. You're going to always be looking for that next drink and that next cop out and talk about what you're going to do, because you ain't going to do it. It's going to be what I should be doing. I'm going to do it one day. One day going to turn into never. You know what I mean? Because these years fly by, man. One day turning 1 month, 1 month turning to 6 months, 6 months turning to a year. And then this next year. And I'm going to do it tomorrow. Tomorrow turning the next week. I've been there. Been there over and over and over again. I've been there. But God knew what he had in me. That's why when I sit here, I can just relate with you. I can relate with what you're going through. I can relate how hard it is. I can relate. But if it ain't hard, it ain't worth doing. If it come easy, then you ain't doing something right. Now let me rephrase that. When you do it enough, it do come easy. When you do it enough, it just becomes second nature. But first, you got to do it enough for it to do that. You know, everybody that's doing great trends, great things, that it just didn't happen overnight. Now, I ain't saying that you could not be a one-hit wonder. I ain't not telling you that you can't have fortune on your side. I ain't gonna say that. I don't know. You might be able to be that one, step into the arena and knock it out the park, and understand exactly how you did it. I don't know what God got in your blessing box. I just know you blessed. Now, let me shut up about that. That's how easily I can get checkmated, because I'm sitting up here and he was like, look, everybody's stuff don't look the same. Some of them can step into their calling and knock it out the park. So this is the thing. Some of you only thing I do is step into the arena. You know, it's just that simple. You know, I'm just, like I said, I don't know. I just know for the 1%ers, I know that much, that it's going to be easier for y'all than it is for me. And that's just like for anything else in the world. You know what I mean? If you will take the plunge, it will not be as difficult as it was 10 years ago, as it was 5 years ago. That's what I do know. It will not be as difficult as it was for me. Will not be. Because God is already ordained those, and he keep talking to you. So I'm not telling you something. When I'm sitting up here, you already resonate. I ain't got nothing special that I'm saying. I'm letting you relate with my soul. I'm letting you connect with the rawness of me. I'm letting you know I'm sitting behind her just like you. I'm letting you know this is confirmation. And I keep getting on her talking to her, and I keep saying that 1%, because the 0.001% of them, man, look, they already in line. They already on purpose right now. That's another reason that it's already being, them ones is special. That's what pulled me out. You know what I mean? Because of what they've been saying, speaking, and I'm telling you, like, it's already in line to happen. It's already lined up to happen. God said, okay, you know something, they calling it out. I'm coming. You know, you have to believe you got way more support than you think. But you got to cut out your way downs. You got to step in, like I done said. Cut out Netflix, cut out Hulu. You got to cut out all the dead mess that keep you distracted. And I'm going to tell you, when you do that, you're going to cut all the friends out. Don't miss out on your calling. I love you. God loves you. I promise you, he loves you. He loves everybody to tune in. He loves everybody because he can touch. He is the Almighty. The algorithm is what he going to juice with. Y'all ain't heard me. Algorithm is what you're scared of is what you might be wanting to embrace right now, because that right there is gonna be the lightning bolt that inspires so many people to shift into authenticity. You ain't gotta be fake to be real, and your realness, your pureness, your genuineness, and accepting it. So many people fake, man, fake. Mask after mask after mask. I don't mind the mask, and you don't either. You know what I mean? Y'all are love. I love y'all. I'm stopping.